and welcome to the Make Uppity channel, where I haven't seen you all for the longest time. I'm so sorry. I feel like singing that song. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Whew. All right, well, as you can see, so what I did, I started doing my makeup. And then I realized that, you know what, you're gonna just sit here for a minute and do this makeup. It's gonna be a quick application because I have somewhere to go. But I was just thinking, you have not done your makeup for your channel in a while. And you should really do that. So, in the spirit of not being a quitter, I am gonna go ahead and make the makeup video today. And so yeah, I'm actually happy to be doing a video doing my makeup. So let me tell you all a few things that have been going on that have been taking a little bit of my time. So one thing that I've been doing is making videos for another channel, and that channel is Kelly's Wordy Reaction. If you guys like reaction channels, then you might like mine. So I just kind of react to whatever may be going on in the news, or kind of like trending topics, trending things on social media, trending things with celebrities, you know, just anything that I'm actually passionate about. Like, I started out trying to be a reaction channel. I'm trying to get this angle right. So I started out trying to do reactions for different shows that I like, right? But then I had to be honest with myself and tell myself, no, you can't do that because I'm not a faithful show watcher. Like, I'll have a show that I like to watch for a little while, but then I'm not necessarily going to just be dedicated to getting there and making sure that I look at that show every time it's coming on. And I wish I was that way. I really do. And I try to make myself be that way. But, you know, that's hard on you, because when you don't do something naturally and then, you know, you want to do it, but you just can't do it, right? I'm looking for a specific makeup brush. I went to Colorado. I need to show you guys the pictures of Colorado. So beautiful there. But when you want to do something, right, and you can't really just get yourself to do it all the time, consistently, as much as you'd like to, then you end up beating yourself up over what you're telling yourself you should have done. And so, do we have good angles? So, and why I'm looking down is because I have my good little magnifying mirror here. So you're telling yourself, and this is like a deep, like an eggplant color. It's called Drama. And it's in an Anastasia palette that I got. Actually, this was a gift, and it was from Ulta. So So yeah, like I was saying, you want to do it and you can't get yourself to do it because you're not really passionate about that thing, right? And then when you end up not, when you end up letting yourself down, then you end up feeling like, gosh, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just keep on doing this? Because shows that I like the shows, I want to look at the shows myself, but I just don't care. I just can't get myself to care about them enough to make sure that I look at them either the day, like the first day or two that they come out. And, you got to hurry or else you'll get behind and things like that, So anyway, it's not completely even, but that's okay because we can worry about that as we go, kind of even it out as we go. So I've done like a deep slant with this eggplant color. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna put that brush down, and I'm a big believer in like moving on. Like don't get caught up trying to get some makeup perfect because you will just frustrate yourself and mess up a whole bunch of time, mess your face up and everything trying to just make something be when you can just get it close to perfect as you go. You don't have to just, everything is not the hill to die on in makeup. You got to know when it's time to like really fix it and when it's time to leave it alone for a minute. So I do my application, do my color, my application, put the brush down and go on to the next thing. But yeah, so that was just something that, another thing, or the first thing I was talking about that I had to realize is that, hey, you got to do stuff that you're passionate about. And you might think you're passionate about something, and along the way you keep dropping the ball on it or whatever. Okay, well, you're not passionate about that. So, and I think, if you do enough of that, you'll learn what you really love enough to keep up with, and the other things you just like, you have some interest, but that's not your thing. You don't find your joy there and your peace and your drive, your motivation. Okay, so I laid in, I can't see this color, but it's a color pop palette also from Ulta, and it was like a burgundy maroon sparkly type color. So I layered that in the middle, also at a slant. And then what am I fixing to layer in now? I think I'm fixing to layer in a pink. And this pink is called Wild Child on my Anastasia palette. And it's almost gone. Oh, cute. Cute, cute. So anyway, back to the channel stuff. So anyway, what I'm doing over there now is just reacting to what I want to react to. And I'm not promising anybody that I'm going to necessarily do everything that they want me to do or do anything in particular. So I put up a video. I'm giving my reaction to whatever it is that I want to react to, stating my opinion, where I stand on it. And it may not be the opinion of a lot of other people, and I don't And that's okay. You know, that's okay. Because it is just simply the way that I view it. And sometimes I might be on par with the general consensus on a topic, and sometimes what I'm saying is real different from the stuff that everybody else is saying. I noticed that with a couple of the topics that I've trending topics. I won't talk about them because I don't want to. We're doing makeup here. We're not getting serious. But I noticed that with a couple of the topics, how I was viewing them, I wasn't necessarily hearing that viewpoint from any other spaces. So I was like, that's interesting. Nobody seems to look at it this way, and I really didn't get a lot of feedback. But nevertheless, it's okay because that's how I view it, genuinely. And I might be in agreement or not in agreement with some of the other viewpoints, but in general, it was just like a totally different angle. It's kind of like the way that the things that I heard some other platforms talking about, I might agree with that or disagree with that, but I just had a whole nother perspective. And I like that. I think that's good because we are individuals, you know, we're different. And I think everybody does see different things depending upon your own values, your own moral compass, your own experiences. You know, the way I've experienced life is going to make me think about things in a way and view things in a way that's going to be very unique to me because of the way that I have been experiencing life. And nobody has had the same sets of circumstances. Even people that grew up in the same households oftentimes have a totally different experience from the way another person, a sibling or another family member from that same household at that same time. Like, I'll give you a good example. My cousin and I, we grew up in the same household. So we grew up in my grandmother's household, but our mothers, you know, were there. Our mothers raised us. You know, our mothers, we lived there with our mothers at our grandmother's house. And, you know, that was fine. Our mothers weren't married. They weren't, they were adults, you know, they weren't teenage mothers or anything like that. But they just didn't stay with and marry the men that are our fathers. So we grew up in our grandmother's household. Well, the way that my cousin experienced our upbringing or her upbringing was, it was like night and day to mine. And the funny thing is, I didn't realize, sorry, I have food. I hope y'all can't see it. Let me do some mouthwash before I get to my lipstick. It's only been pretty recently that I realized she thought about the way we grew up in like a totally different way than what I thought about it. Yeah, she thought it was just like wonderful, and she just had a grand old time being, you know, in our childhood, and parts of it I did too. I certainly loved where we grew up. Oh. Sorry. But yeah, we had a really nice neighborhood and good school, good friends. I wouldn't trade it. I would not trade it unless I knew for sure. I'd have to be able to see the whole picture and the whole outlook before I would trade my upbringing, my neighborhood, where we lived, and all that type of thing. However, my cousin was really, really happy with what was going on in our house. Really, really happy with it. And I wasn't, because I felt really lonely, and I felt really beat up on. Not physically. Not physically, but I felt like it was always somebody within my house that was always pointing out my physical flaws and doing their best to make me feel bad about my weight, because I've always been a little chunkier butt than, when I say butt, I just mean, you know, my whole body, not necessarily my butt. As a matter of fact, when I got my developmental years, I hoped I was going to get one of those big old hip, big old round booties. That was kind of, it was kind of half and half in my family. The girls, like my cousins, they got it. My grandmother was shaped like that. She had a beautiful shape. She had a big old tummy, but you know, by the time I came along and could understand, you know, really just critique my grandma and her look and everything, she was already, how old? She wasn't young. I just put it like that. She wasn't young anymore. And she'd had, you know, what, maybe 9 kids in her lifetime. And I think she'd had a C-section too, because, yeah, that makes sense, because she had twins. So it would make sense if she did have a C-section. And so, yeah, she had a big belly, but she still had a pretty shape. She was shaped good. And so, like I said, I hoped to get like a nice, you know, figure. And actually, I did have a nice, pretty decent figure, but I need to be small with my figure, because my figure is like my mother's. We're supposed to be small at the top. We have small, you know, I'm not very well endowed up here. And then we have good waistline, like nice curvy back, curvy waistline. And then more of like just not straight, but I'm not hippie. Like I don't have like big stick out hips, which I did want, because I always thought that was pretty on women. And what else? I'm looking for something I don't see. What else did I want? He had nice legs. My mother had nice athletic legs. My mother was more like athletic build. And so she had nice athletic looking legs. And she had a nice bottom, but she didn't have the hips on the side, like the big rounded butt. I guess, I don't know. I hate to even say Brazilian or BBL looking body because I didn't grow up in the time of the BBL. Like the women that I knew, most of the women in my family and that I knew, they were already shaped like that. That was their natural figure. So they didn't have to go buy it from anywhere. They just developed and that's what they got. And so I guess we had a very vain family because this is just all I ever heard, I feel like, was that I was too big, or something about my weight. I guess I looked all right to my family because nobody ever said I was ugly. Matter of fact, people said I was pretty. I did get that I was pretty. Sometimes that was thrown in there. But everybody was pretty. Everybody had a nice little cute look on them. So, and it was my opinion, of course, but it was a lot of other people's opinion too. Like people thought that they were some nice looking people. So, never feel like I got many brownie points for the pretty thing. I feel like I needed to not be fat. Even the shape came in later, right? Because you're a girl, so you want to have an appealing shape. But being young, I just didn't want to be fat because I got such a hard time about it. And mostly in my house, it's like, it's a good thing that that wasn't the era for my family, where they were telling people about bullying in school, because they were the biggest bullies, like right in the house. And not my mother. My mother was always very good to me about my size and helpful. She always tried to make sure she fed me good, whole nutritious ways so that I could keep my weight under control. And she took me to a nutritionist once. She took me to some weight loss type clinic deals a couple of times. Like she really did just try to help me. We used to walk all the time. She just tried to help me in a loving way, never anything derogatory. And she referred to my size. She would say something like, being a little heavy or something like that. She was the best when it came to dealing with me about my weight. But it was the household, the household that we lived in with other insensitive people, that was my, issue. So when I talked to my cousin about this makeup is not, it's not giving. This is a different foundation than what I normally use. The foundation that I love is it's not being sold anymore, so I have to figure something out. So this looks like a pretty good match as far as the color, but as far as like what I see, it's not real smooth. Looks a little grainy. Maybe I'm looking at it too close because I am looking at it in this magnifying mirror. So maybe I need to zoom out a little bit. But yeah, so I was just saying all that to say, you know, people can have a totally different perspectives. You can be in the same place at the exact same time and have totally different perspectives about what is going on. And that is okay. That is okay. You cannot make somebody have your same perspective. And we ought to all just understand that a little bit better so that we won't be so quick to judge, because you have to remember that you're looking at something from sort of like through the lens of your experiences. Like your experiences are really affecting how you see things, the way that you do, why you see things the way that you do. I don't know why I don't see my brush that I used to put on my contour, and I really need that particular little brush. I really need it, y'all. It's upsetting. Oh, here it is. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. So that's why something might be obvious to you, or it might not be obvious to you, just simply based on how you tend to see things because of your life experience, the way you've experienced things in life. If you've always been like that preferred person, that like golden child, you're really outgoing, you know, extrovert, you love everybody, everybody loves you, then there may be certain things that you don't see because you've been in the same world with people that are just sitting back looking. You know, if you're always out front talking to everybody, just friendly, super friendly, talking to everybody, you know, everybody treating you nice, you treating everybody else nice. But you got another person that's more of the laid back, kind of just looking onlooker type person. Then they're looking at things that you're not looking at because, you know, maybe you're looking at the people across the room while this person is just dancing around the room talking to everybody. And maybe you see how other people are cutting their eyes, and, you know, maybe, you know, you're laughing and joking and having a good time, and they don't necessarily see people rolling their eyes because they're having their conversations with these other people. And they just think, you know, they're happy. The people they're talking to are happy. They're laughing. You know, everybody's just laughing, having this grand old time. And they hadn't, you know, they hadn't seen or known any different. But while you're sitting over there just being quiet, looking at how everything is going down, you see some people rolling their eyes. And these lipsticks are not worth mentioning. This is a nude and this is a brown. And I just use them One of them to make my lip, give me the nude effect, the inner lip, and the other one to give me the dark lined look. The type of lipstick it is, the dark one is so old, I don't even know. But what I can tell you is I usually just don't pay a lot for lipstick. I mix them, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to matter as much to me about the lipstick. What does matter is my lip gloss, because I usually do put a gloss on top. I need to get some more blush, y'all. I don't know what this blush is either, and it's just barely flattering, but it does give me a little bit of a rosiness for my cheek. But I need to get more serious about my makeup brands, and I do kind of as I go along. But yeah, I need to be a little bit more serious about that. Okay, so I'm done. I need some gloss. And I'm gonna put my eyeliner on now and affix my lashes, my false lashes. I do have a little bit of lashes, but my lashes are short, little and short, so I don't hate them. But I'm going to be ordering some stuff for my lashes. See if I can get them to grow and be luxurious. But until such a time, I will use magnetics. Okay. Now, what was I saying? So to sum it all up and tie it up in a neat little bow, yeah, I react to whatever I want to react to. I don't feel pressured. I don't pressure myself to, have to say something about each and everything that comes out. If I want to talk about it, I will. The name of that channel is Kelly's Wordy Reactions. I'm selling the lashes that I wear, and you can find those on Makeup-ity Shop. I believe it's makeupity-shop.bigcartel.com. I didn't, purchase the domain name and all that. I'll do it if they actually start to sell, so I don't have to have the big cartel part. It can just be makeupity-shop.com. But right now, I wasn't going to make any big investments into it. I've already purchased the lashes for sale, and I'll just have to see if they sell, and if they don't, I'll have lots of lashes to wear for a long time. But what I like about these lashes is that for magnetic lashes, they adhere so well. And I've had lots of magnetic lashes, and sometimes, you're just sticking them back down. And that really is annoying. It really is. Because you can't glue them. If you put glue on them, you'll mess them up for the future. So the way that this magnetic lash works is by this stuff right here, the liner. So you put your liner on. That is also, it's got the other positive or negative, in the liner. And so you put your liner on like so. And then I usually do a nice thick line. If I was just only wearing eyeliner, it wouldn't be this thick. But I do a nice thick line because I want to have enough for the magnets to stick to easily. So I just put this on to the best of my ability. Try to get it nice and filled in everywhere. Okay. Try to get it nice, okay? All right, and I'll let that dry just slightly. I'm gonna go run and get my lip gloss, and I don't think my lashes are in here. So yeah, I'm gonna get my lip gloss, my lashes, and then we're gonna get out of here. But yeah, it's been fun talking to you. And it's been fun doing a makeup look with you again. And let's appreciate this makeup look. So I didn't know what I was gonna do. I never do. I never really plan out what I'm gonna do. The only thing that I will do is sometimes I'll see somebody, like I saw Nene Leakes the other day on her own channel, and she just kind of lays in the bed and talks about whatever she's talking about. And so I was on her channel looking at her, and I was like, her makeup is beautiful. It was so pretty, right? And I tried to recreate her look, which I don't know. I should have like studied it, zoomed in and everything. But I just tried to think, okay, she's got it. It's light up here. So anyway, I tried to recreate it, and it didn't. It did not look on me like it looked on her. I hoped for the best, but it just didn't. It just didn't look good. So that's the only time though that I'll kind of sort of plan out what I'm gonna do, is if I see somebody else's makeup and it's looking pretty. Now I saw this at some point, and it's just how it looked on the person, like, oh, it looks like they did this and like this, and you know, and then and I've done this before, something similar, and I really like the way it looks on me. Because a lot of times this looks a little smoky, but a lot of times when I try to do like a traditional smoky eye look, it does not look good on me. Like my eyes are really big, and so I have to, and I don't know, I don't mean to make myself sound like I have a problem or anything, but it's just like the way that my eyes, like they're big. And when I open them up like a little bit more, my kids sometimes, they're like, what? Why are you looking like that? And I'm like, looking like what? I have been your mother all your life. Like all your life, you've seen me from birth, okay? Like you're not used to how I look by now. I'm always asking them that. How can you not be used to how I look? You've been looking at me all this time. I don't look at me as much as you do. And they're just like, well, I don't know. Like, you just open your eyes so big. It's funny. Now, that's funny. I don't let them bother me. Like, we just go back and forth. But I like things that take away from the appearance of the eye bulging thing. And, you know, like sometimes I've thought, do I have that issue that some people have, like with the thyroid? But I've never had a blood test come back that I have any sort of a thyroid problem. So I just have big eyes. And, you know, I'm thankful that I have eyes that see. So I'm not tripping. I don't remember if I put on fragrance today. I'm going to put on some of this Bath & Body Rose. The one that I had that was my favorite one. I lost it in the airport the other day. I had The bottle was too full. The bottle was too full and they took it from me. And they also took my hair sheen spray. So I wasn't being conscientious when I packed. I was just trying to pack and hurry up and get out of here. But I don't like the way that smells that much. So I'm gonna lay some Daisy over it and hope I don't smell like my aunt used to say, like a hoe in church. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Let's go get the other stuff and come right back. All right. How about that? There's the lip gloss, which is Victoria's Secret. Which one is this? Starstruck. Is that the color? Okay. Victoria's Secret Starstruck. And here's my magnetics. Let's get it on. And having this magnifying mirror, if you don't have one, you missing out on a good thing. Put this one out too far to the, needed it a little bit closer in. But I have a rule that keeps me sane with makeup, and that is sisters, not twins. So yeah, do you want to get everything perfect and you want you want both sides to look, perfectly matched and all that stuff. You want your eyebrows to look perfect on each side. You want your eye makeup to completely match the other side, your brows, your lashes, like you want it, you want twins. But and sometimes you'll get it. I'm not going to tell you that you can never get everything perfect. But if you resign yourself at the beginning to go for sisters, okay? I need to do a little bit more cutting on this hairstyle. I put a little bit of, I layered it a little bit. It was just all like one length, and then I did a few little layers and did rod iron, and I really like it. But it's not perfect. But guess what? It's sisters. This side is a little bit better. This side, you can tell it needs a little bit more layers, but that's okay. For right now, I'll work on it a little bit tomorrow, because a lot of times when you're just like pressing yourself to get it perfectly right, the first time you work with it, you're gonna mess up, and you're gonna wind up messing up your makeup, messing up your eyebrows, messing up your eyelashes, messing up your hair, okay? But if you just say, okay, it's okay. Today it's sisters, not twins. I want twins, but we got sisters. Tomorrow, maybe I can make them, be a little bit more careful, and maybe tomorrow it'll be better. So anyway, that's what I'll leave you with today. With regard to your makeup, don't stress out. Take your time, but don't take too long because you have other things to do. And don't just tell yourself you can't do it, because you really can. Look at me, look at other people, you know, lots of people to look at with regard to makeup application, and you just see what you like and, you know, start imitating people and, you know, getting your things slowly. You don't have to start out with the best makeup in the world. Just make sure you start with something that's not going to break you out and, you know, put your actual skin in a worse condition. And yeah, just go from there. So anyway, I will see you all later. And thank you so much for joining me today. And now I'm going to turn the light off so you can see what it looks like in low light. So that's me without all that bright light. This is me under the regular bathroom light. But then if I happen to take a picture and that flash gets on me, all right, y'all have a good one. Bye.